Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Daniel from Back to the Caballero podcast. We're back. It's Monday night. I'm here with all the guys. Well, actually, Juvie's not here. Sorry about that. But John and Rafa are with me. Say what's up, guys.
What's up? What's up?
What up, everybody?
Rafa, before we get started, uh, cheers.
Salud. From my perspective, Indio bottle,
Oh man.
I don't know. It's some tea
straight
that they're
from the
making.
motherland.
Mine too. There. What's up, man? How was your guys' weekend?
It was good. I actually got to watch a couple movies. I don't know if you guys are into that WandaVision yet, but yeah, I've been stuck on that.
I
But
happened to watch the first two episodes of that, but yeah, I don't get enough time to watch TV sometimes.
oh man. Y-
Um,
Hey,
I
but
feel
what would you rate it? Is it good, bad? Is it worth the watch?
I think overall, I mean, it's worth it. I want to see what ends up happening at the end. There's only one episode left, so I think that it's gonna be left on a cliffhanger, which kind of sucks because there's so much to like. I think it's an hour episode, but for the last episode for to only be an hour, there's so much to cover. So they're either gonna rush it or it's gonna be a cliffhanger type ending, which sucks. But yeah, man. Overall, I think I also saw some other movies, and what else did we do this weekend? I think that was about it, honestly. You, Rafa?
I happened to watch the Canelo fight, and that was
Oh,
Saturday,
that's
I
right.
believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, you know, it was nice show, but it wasn't really a competitive boxing match.
How'd you feel about what he said at the end of the fight?
Which part?
What did he say? Something about like if I fight this guy, you guys get mad that I didn't fight that guy. If I fight that guy, you guys get mad that I didn't fight this guy. If I knock him out in the first round, you guys get mad that I didn't knock him out in 10 rounds and all that. And then
Yeah,
at one point he was like, you know what, me vale, like that's it. I can't say nothing to it.
I mean, from what I understand, the guy was the next guy up, the guy you fought.
Yeah.
He had to take that fight. So I mean, you could choose and say, oh, he's got to fight him and him, but he's fought everyone he's had to so far. So he's just always gonna have critics. It's just one of those things that you live in the moment and they criticize you for whatever, but you
Do,
look back and say, you know what, he took that one, he took that one.
do you follow it? Because I was wondering why Faitelson was commenting on it because I know that Faitelson is more of a soccer analyst and he's been in trouble before with things like this. I know that he's gotten on Canelo's skin before, so I didn't understand why he continues to go at him when he won't do it in person, but he'll do it on Twitter.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's cyberbullying, man. Faitelson is an overall sports journalist in Mexico.
Mhm.
He just he covers more soccer because that's the national sport, but Faitelson he's always covered everything.
Yeah. To be like I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really follow Faitelson's career, but he's to some degree. I mean, I thought it was that whole situation with the guy from ESPN that started covering MMA at one point. What's his name?
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, and it was just like I don't know if you ever saw the clip, and if you guys haven't seen it, there's a point where Joe Rogan just looks at him and he goes like, "Did you watch the same fight I watched?" And then
Yeah.
it was
I
one of the
mean, there's a reason Joe Rogan stopped working for them entirely.
yeah.
I think he signed a contract with the UFC that said that he wasn't gonna be part of the ESPN side of it, or was it ESPN? Whatever one that Stephen A is on, he said he wanted no part of it.
Yeah, man. So that that was one of the like I and that's why I say I don't really follow Fight the Sin like that. So I was just kind of questioning it and seeing if there was anything to it. But
I mean, as
Faitelson,
hmm?
I was
dale,
just gonna
dale,
say,
Rafa.
maybe as a journalist, you get more views for creating controversy. You shouldn't, but everyone's hearing about it now. Look, Danny knows about it. He doesn't even watch boxing like it says that much. So, well, I'm not sure. You didn't say that. You said fight the son, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, you're just paying attention to it. I think it's just it gives more to the espectacular side of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the spectacular was the ring entrance. He had a full out better show than the Super Bowl did.
Oh,
So,
you're right. You're right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
we were at my mother in law's and Rosie cooked, and my mother in law did a way of the pozole for the entrance, I guess. Cause I was bored, man. You know, and for that, what Canelo said, hey, man, he's in his right. People are
yeah,
never happy. You know,
Mm,
it's like us. If you win one other thing and you played horrible, well, they played horrible. They could have won 5-0. If you won
yeah.
6-0 and Puebla played horrible, oh, it's Puebla, right?
yeah,
It's no, nobody's ever happy.
yeah,
No, there's always someone against you.
yeah, man. I think regardless, what did you say in the beginning of the show? Like, que que los que hablan no me pagan biles o algo.
It's true. I
Like,
mean, like they can talk all their smack, but they're not going out there putting in the work and earning money for you to pay your bills. He's right.
yeah, man. But yeah, man, as we start off the week in what is it, the eighth week?
Eighth week, 3 games in
Yeah,
or
there's
calendar week, 10 days.
yeah, man, there's a couple games during. I think the next round starts tomorrow or
Yeah,
Wednesday. So,
And
oh man, it's a crazy week. Nah, but as we start off the week, Puebla versus Necaxa, Puebla able to take the win after Emmanuel Gularte
I'm
scores.
sorry. It was Tigre San Luis.
Oh, Tigres San Luis.
Yeah, and a
Let me
2-2 tie.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to go.
so
Oh, you know what? It was I think it was a makeup game. That's why it shows up on the thing like this. But yeah, you're right. You're right. It was Tigre San Luis, game ends in a 2-2 tie. After Atletico de San Luis is able to bring it all the way back in the last play of the game with Nicolas Ibanez scoring the goal. I think it was off a header, right?
hmm
mhm.
Yeah, man. But I think Rafa had something to say about Dientes on in the chat.
I did. That guy El Diente Nico Lopez, like I said before, once upon a time, he was one of those wonder kids. And he's playing, he's balling out, man. He has 4 goals, I think, in the last 2 games. But yeah, Danny wanted to mention that he didn't play too well against his Machina.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what they
man.
said.
No, yeah. You're right. You're right. Nah, because I think in the last two games he scored 2 goals, right?
2 goals. He had 2 this weekend.
And I think two last week, right? Or
Yeah, so
just
4
one.
and 2.
Yeah. But I mean, it's crazy because they went out and got a player like Carlos Gonzalez, and to have Nico Lopez as an option. Obviously, I think Carlos is injured right now, still, right?
No, no, Carlos played. I
Yeah,
think he
I think
missed
he
one
had a
too.
header that hit the pole.
But
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
looks
you're
like
right. Sorry.
Nico's out there pulling the strings, man, and he's has good chemistry with Gignac and a lot of the other players on there. But Tigres is left disappointed because once again Nico Bañez shows up and scores another header. I think this brings him up to 8 goals, I believe.
No, I think they're all tied. It's 7. So it's Ibanez and somebody else. Um,
Canelo
yeah. Canelo
from
from
Toluca.
Toluca. But yeah, man, and I don't know if you saw the third place, but we'll talk about it later. Um, but yeah, overall, this game was Tigres's to win, and honestly, Axel Warner had one of the better games as he stopped a bunch of them.
hmm
Tigres just not able to finish it off, man. I think all of them at some point missed a shot with Guignac, Carlos Gonzalez, and Nico Lopez. But yeah, man, overall, Axel Warner had one of those games that, even though you might not even hear about it for the rest of the week, he definitely played his heart out for San Luis, and I mean they're able to go away with 1 point.
Well, you know that Juve paid attention to him because he praised Axel Warner last week,
Last
and
week too.
yeah.
No,
Um,
well, I'm saying on the because even like on the sofa score and all that, it's not rated as high, but he was definitely the player of the game for them.
yeah, but another thing I wanted to mention before we move on, if we're moving on, is the goal that this dude made. What's his name? Juan Castro.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, from half court.
So
golazo
yeah,
from
golazo.
half field. Yeah,
Yeah, it surprised Nahuel that was off his line, and that was to start off the fireworks, man. Get him up 1-0 early.
Yeah, otra nahueleada, ¿no?
I mean, most keepers these days they step far off the line. I think we have to give Juan Castro more credit to pick up
Yeah,
his head and see that he was off. So hey man, it reminded me of like a Beckham goal.
I think Nahuel, he was tying his shoes or something
Oh,
when it started. That's why I was saying a nahueleada because like the it's on a counterattack and it's quick. He tries to get back to his goal, but it's just not enough time. And I mean that ball pretty much has to be perfect, anyways. I've tried. There's been an opportunity in my Sunday league where the goal was off his line and I still missed. So it's not as easy as it looks either.
no, I think we'll talk about it later, but Daniel Alvarez from Necaxa tried one too, and he missed as well. He shot
Yeah,
it over.
yeah.
But you're right. You're right.
Nah, man, and I guess as we move on to the next game, Puebla versus Necaxa, Puebla take the 1-0 win after Emmanuel Ugarte scores a goal. I Anthony Silva has to leave the game in the 65th minute after I think that's when he got hit on the pole, right? Like his head.
I didn't
I'm
watch
not
it.
too sure. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, I think he's trying to stop the ball and he gets a hand on it, but when he's coming down, it actually hits his head hits the pole. So, hopefully he's okay. We'll see what happens. But honestly, I mean, Puebla have a player like Jesus Rodriguez that I've been waiting to see play. I hate to see it happen like this. But they have a fully competent goalie sitting on the bench right now. So it wasn't like they were out of luck or anything. But to be honest, man, Necaxa and Luis Malagon, if it's not for him, this game is completely different. Malagon is probably the only thing saving Necaxa in this game, at least. I want to say he had like at least 10 atajadas. That's yeah,
Yeah,
nine
it
saves.
says right here 9 saves, but yeah, he took out a lot of them, and they were fairly good shots too, like low, high, across the body.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was a really good
Uh,
performance on his part.
I think there was a point where he ran out and stopped one. It was a lot, man.
Did
It wasn't
the
easy.
Cristo and everything.
Yeah. So I don't
Hey,
know,
but
man.
I think Puebla had a really solid performance all around.
Yeah.
Other players are up to par. Like we said, I think Tabo could have scored. Ormeño could have scored too, but Malagon, erased a lot of those opportunities.
Yeah, man. It was a pretty good game for Puebla, like you said, and luckily, I mean, someone's able to score on their side because it was completely their game to take over. Unlucky for them, Malagon was in between the sticks and holding it down for Necaxa.
Yeah, and it took a what do you call it? A taconazo from Gularte to put a goal away, because any other like simple way, or like a long shot, or was a race, like we said. It took something like a trick play.
Yeah, man. But overall, good game for Puebla. But yeah, man, they continue to do well, and are slowly and surely creeping into those top 8 spots.
I think they're in what, fourth?
They're
Fourth
in
place?
sixth right now.
Oh, sixth.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think after the games from yesterday, they moved down a little bit. They were probably in fourth when the game happened.
Hmm.
But a couple teams won. Sorry. But yeah, man, as we move on to the next game, Mazatlan versus Querétaro, a game that was, or actually, you said that there was a half court shot in the Necaxa game.
Yeah, I think it was when they were up 1-0, and Daniel Alvarez, like one of their super subs, uh, he tried to shoot from long range too, and it just went over. I think Malagon was trying to go up for a header or something like at the last minute.
Hmm.
He wasn't nowhere near the goal, but yeah, he missed an open goal from half field.
Yeah, man. But yeah, as we move on to the next game, Mazatlan versus Querétaro. Mazatlan takes the win 3-0. Uh, you know, it was kind of a dramatic game, or I don't know how to state it. Like they were picking at each other to some degree. At one point, you know, Querétaro gets the first red card, but honestly, the game was already over by that time. Fernando Aristigueta had already scored, as well as Camilo Sanveso. In the first one, I don't know if you saw the play, but the defender on Querétaro side, Mesa, gets completely confused. I don't know what happened, but he just let the ball slide through, uh, and and pretty much puts it so that Fernando Aristigueta could get that play.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful header.
Yeah.
uh, I think Gael, he launched the ball in there like an awkward cross, like behind the center backs, and the center backs didn't respond fast enough. They just looked at the ball, and all of a sudden, here comes Canelo Aristigueta to header it away.
Yeah, man. And then in the second goal, I don't know if you saw Aristigueta actually starts off the play. He gets fouled. The ref does the correct thing and lets the play go on. Luis Mendoza, or El Quick Mendoza, drives the ball all the way in before he hands it off to Camilo Sanbeso, and he just hammers it in. But yeah, off of that play, I think they go back to VAR and they actually give Hugo Magallanes a red.
Yeah, Magallanes went studs up on Aristigueta, and like I said, it was a good job on the ref letting it play out, and Camilo made it 2-0.
Yeah, originally called a yellow. But to be honest, man, I saw, and I'm not saying that it wasn't a red. But with the camera angles that the ref got, it wasn't 100% sure. You could say that like he went back and it was almost at the corner of the screen. So, and not saying, like I said, it might have been, it might have not been, but I think those angles just got to get better. They have to give them the same angles that we get to watch, because to some degree it seems like they favor a few angles more than others. But after that, Antonio Valencia actually gets another red in the second half, in the 55th minute, as he just leaves his foot in the air on I want to say Mazatlan was trying to get a header, and he's coming back down, and he just leaves the foot in the air, tacos up.
Yeah, the Mazatlan player, he also went studs up, but he got there first. And
Mm.
Antonio Valencia, he leaves his foot up, like he said, but he turns his head away. It's like he leaves his foot there without even looking what he's doing. So yeah, he went above like where the knee area is, and yeah, that was a red too.
Yeah, man. And then the final goal happens when Nicolas Diaz, I forget who shot the first shot, but
Mhm.
it bounces off the goalie Ruiz and lands right at his feet, and he's able to push it in. It was originally called offsides. They went to VAR and it came back. Obviously because the goalie touches it, nobody's offsides. So yeah, another goal for Mazatlan as they take the 3-0 win.
A redemption for Mazatlan. Remember we talked about how they were losing a couple games and they had received like six in the last two, and not playing terrible, but they came back.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Proud of
yeah.
them.
It made us forget about Morelia.
I don't know.
Oh, it depends who you ask.
Yeah, not a Morelia fan.
I think for us, it's like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's still kind of sad to think about. It's a classic team that I used to watch growing up. So just to be abruptly taken away like that, it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. No, yeah, I understand it. I get it, and like if it would have been my team as well, like I think that for the rest of my fanship, or whatever you want to call it, I'd be hating them too.
Hmm.
But as we move on to the next game, Toluca versus Atlas, the game ends in a 0-0 tie, as neither team was able to score. Overall, I mean, Toluca had opportunities and chances, and it seemed like Atlas actually had more. They just didn't. There was no shots on target.
They had
Um,
one where Aldo Rocha broke away, and he was one on one with the keeper and just totally skied it into into the stands. He should have put that away.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's not really much to talk about this. I think the only thing is like Toluca has been kind of getting they lost the last game and drew this one against a team like Atlas. And this is why I say, you only get one opportunity to play a game, and you gotta go out and pretty much win the games that you're supposed to. And I feel like Toluca should have taken this.
Yeah, you're right. But I think Atlas will take this to the bank. I mean, they're unbeaten. Regardless of how they got their last win, uh, they have
It's true.
9 points in the last 5 games,
Yeah.
so they'll take it.
Oh man, that's still shade, huh? it's
I
it,
mean,
it
it's
you
been a
know
talking point in the league and in the media for a minute now. They're still talking about it up to last week. I
I,
mean,
I
this last weekend.
I mean, I think for Atlas, they, and I wasn't here last week, and I guess this is the only thing that I'll say about that is that we just didn't expect it to go through. Everybody, it wasn't like they weren't valid in their way of protesting it, but we honestly didn't think it was going to happen with the team being the team it is, Club America, and how things have played out before. We just didn't expect them to actually take away the 3 points and give them to Atlas.
Well, because America is a big influencer in La Liga and La Selección, so
Yeah.
you know
I
they'll side with them, and it happens all over the world. The top four in England, the top two in Spain, and so
Yeah.
on and so on. So,
Uh,
if it happened, cool, finally justice. But if it didn't, no skin off my back. We got to keep playing. We got to keep
Yeah.
our teams. Got to keep getting points.
Yeah.
I think what we could say from it now is that it was the right thing to do. And like you said, if it was in the rules and that's the way it should have gone down. I know a lot of Atlas, like, you know, people that, their fans and stuff are salty about it, but it was the right thing to do. That's all we can say. Like, yeah, there's some hate on my side, but still, like, if you're, if you did something wrong, might as well go down with with the sword.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. But talking about the other team on the other side of that coin, Club America versus Pachuca. Club America take the 2-0 win. Um, yeah, man. I think, for one thing, America continues to beat the teams that they should beat. I think with the process that Pachuca has been having and everything that's been going on, it's almost disgraceful what's going on at Pachuca. It's, the amount of players that are good on that side, the players that can easily go to any other team and be starters. And I'm not even talking just on the starters, but like the bench as well. Like it's something to say when people are coming off the bench that can be starters somewhere else, and
But
it's
how's it
they're not.
disgraceful?
Because they
And which
haven't won a game.
starters are you talking about?
Yeah,
Which
like
bench
like
players?
they're playing, they're playing their hearts out. It's not like they're not playing. It's just that the tactics is unfailing. So that's where my question goes. How is it disgraceful if the tactics of the coach are not working?
Well, I mean, is just to the extent of them not even being able to take a win. Atlas got two already, and we expect way less from Atlas than we do from Pachuca, or at least this Pachuca. There's players on the bench like Ismael Sosa that can easily be somewhere else, and I think there's other players that are injured at the moment, but I just don't understand what is going on at Pachuca to not be able to get one win out of the season that they've had so far. I understand that America may be not, or may not be the easiest uh, to get it from, but there has been other chances that they've had. They've played against Atlas. They've played against like teams like Querétaro, Mazatlan, and for them to go out of it and have no wins, it's kind of crazy to me, because now you got to face
Well, you said disgraceful, not crazy.
the better teams. Well, yeah, I mean it's still disgraceful. Like,
I,
at
yeah,
the end of the day, as a fan, you're looked upon, as a Pachuca and the institution that they represent and the players that they've been able to bring out. it is disgraceful because you're at 18 at the 18th spot. At the end of the day, like nobody ever wants to be there. We said this about Rayados last year, the amount of money that's pumped in. We say this about Atlas every time that they're down
We
there.
don't. I
Well,
know. I know. Two of us don't.
but I'm
But
saying
no,
like
I get what you're saying, but I
yeah,
think it's a little harsh to say disgraceful when these guys obviously they fucking came back last week and they got a tie and they almost beat Chivas. So it's not like they're not playing. It's something that's not clicking between the players and the coach,
yeah,
right?
but
So at this
at
point, we're on jornada ocho, and
yeah,
it's time to fucking get rid of them.
yeah, and I think that whether you and that's why I'm saying like what Pachuca represents in a whole, like you think about all the players that have come out of there, and for almost half the season you can't get one win.
Yeah,
I-
but with all the players that they brought out, those were different processes, different coaches. We're speaking about currently the first
yeah,
eight
but
weeks
there's
in this league. We can't have that nostalgia. They brought out Pizarro, Calero, Gutierrez, Victor Guzman. They have a Victor Guzman. I think he's injured, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's injured right now.
right?
But I
But
mean, you still have all-star players like Murillo. You got Burrito, Eric Aguirre, Quiroga. That was at one point, the top goal scorer. A
how
player
long
like
ago was that, though?
that was in 2018. That was no
3,
2019.
2,
Yeah,
like 5 temporadas ago.
Yeah,
and
I-
after
um,
that,
I'll
he hasn't really done nothing.
I'll agree with Danny. I don't know, disgraceful, but it's terrible. They got 3 points in 8 games. They've scored 4 goals in that span. It's not good. I mean, halfway through the season already, or almost halfway.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, if his head isn't in the rumors already, I'm speaking about the coach, then it should be pretty soon because it's not. I mean, yeah, against America's tough, but and like you said, the other teams are not as strong, and they should be getting more out of it. Hey, Danny thought they were gonna be at the top, and I can't argue much against it because they do have good players, like we said, but it's just unfortunate that they're doing so bad, and Victor Guzman went down.
yeah.
Yeah, they should be doing better.
Yeah, man. I mean, at this point, Solari has probably came in and honestly picked up the team for what it is. I know with the two signings that he did and everything. Um, we just didn't expect him to be where he's at right now. He's in second place. They continue to do well. I think only and I mean they would have been in first place if the Atlas thing doesn't happen.
Hmm.
So we got to remember that the only the loss that happened last week was because Atlas claimed it. It was something that had nothing to do with on the field. So I mean, uh, at the end of the day, they didn't really take an L. They took an L on the board, but it is what it is.
I think overall America has done well. I think Pedro Aquino has been, if not the signing of the season, one of the signing of the seasons, which hurts me to say, but still, like you gotta give him props. They went out and got this really good center defensive mid from the champion, and he scored a goal this weekend.
Well, yeah, I think he's up there for signing of the season as well. I think the only reason why I wouldn't say it is he was injured a couple games, no, like two or three.
I'm not sure. I mean,
The
it seems like
beginning, I believe
Solari
so.
likes to
Yeah, so
well, he likes
that's
to rotate his squad anyways. Like a lot of the players are playing even off the bench. Like I know Leo Suarez has come off the bench and started as well. Naveda and Roger Martinez. It's nice to get some productivity out of him.
and when we talk about signings of the seasons, what if a player came back to the team? Do those count or
No, it's
Nah,
not a signing.
nah? All right,
I
so
think
Brian
I
Angulo's
know.
out. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, you could say like most improved or something because he didn't do so well at Tijuana either.
Tijuana.
Nah, I was just joking, man. To be honest, I was
Hey, it's
surprised that he
one
scored
goal.
two.
It's one goal.
Yeah, man, but it's
I,
still.
I I think something else we could talk about is the situation with Giovanni Dos Santos and how he's not playing. I know he shows up on the bench, but there's rumors that he won't like they won't look for him to resign on the team.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not.
that.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
I mean,
I'm just saying, a name of his caliber. I know, like I've been one of his biggest detractors at some point, where he hasn't lived up to his potential. But it's
I,
at the end of the day, it's kind of sad to see.
I mean, I expected this, to be honest. I remember I said that I don't think he's going to be a game changer. I don't think he's going to come into the league and do much.
But at this point, where does he go from here? Like,
There's
Just
honestly
stay in
no,
Monterrey.
but I mean, why? I think it has to do with the relationship that he has with Vasco Aguirre.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's the only thing. Why would you take him to a team like that if he's
yeah,
not playing well?
I,
That's connection.
maybe the coach feels like he could get the best out of him. I honestly don't think that that's the case at this
Not
point. I don't think that he's there mentally.
I think it would take like if Monterrey would have I would take him only if they would pay his wage. I wouldn't pay his wage at all.
Well,
Just
not
I,
like
like a
on
negotiation
the loan.
sort of thing. Yeah, if it's a loan, if it's a free transfer, well, that's up to the team. But it's just a risky thing because he gets injured a lot. We know what he was capable of at some point in his career,
Hmm.
but is there anything left in there?
I don't know, man. I think even during the summer, or not the summer, the winter transfer, uh, he was offered to Chivas. No,
Yeah,
Nah, was he?
yeah, it
yeah,
I
was
thought it
two
was a
times.
joke.
I
No,
think
from what I hear, the agent was trying to negotiate something to get him more playing time, but
¿Para
uh,
qué? ¿Para qué? ¿Para que se lo madreara el pollo?
I think I know that I know it came out as a joke because Elias, I sent you guys one thing that it said that he said, "Nah, why do we want that dude?" But
I think at
I
that
think
point,
there was a little bit of fact there.
but I think at that point they were just trying to, like, fuel the fire that was already there, and it's Club America. But yeah, I don't
Hey,
know, man.
he said he'd never play for Chivas, so he's already like
Both of
um
them, both
So
brothers.
and then
yeah. So like if they don't want to, they don't want to. That's cool. I
here's the
don't want them.
question:
Fuck them.
Does Jonathan go to Club America now? Now, with the whole situation that's been unraveling with his brother, do you think that he actually takes the leap, the leap, quote unquote, that he was originally gonna do, like, oh yeah, I'll meet him up at America, that's my team? Or do you think that if Jonathan were to make it to a Mexican league team, it would be somebody else?
I think Jonah's happy here living in LA.
Yeah, he said he wants to
Uh,
retire here.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be against it either. I mean, getting paid pretty decently at Galaxy and having a pretty chill lifestyle over here.
I think he's
yeah.
But
making 4
I
million this year,
yeah, he's one of the highest paid players on the team.
and then
So
captain, and
mhm.
then with all honesty, why does Memo Ochoa fly out here after every game? Because the
Yeah.
lifestyle up here is better, right? Safer. I don't want to say better, but it's safer than
Yeah,
being out there. Jonah has he expressed that he wants to play in Liga MX? Yeah, he
I think
has,
he's
but
flirted with it just to keep the options open because why not? You know.
Yeah.
But
True.
uh, hey, the thing with him is the injuries as well. As long as he doesn't get injured, he's a really good center midfielder.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've seen it. But yeah, we'll see.
It's tough, man. Hopefully he. I know they said that he had this is contract year, right? Either he resigns with the Galaxy or they start shopping him in the middle of the season. So who knows?
Hey, things are changing at the Galaxy too, Lane. They signed a new coach and whole new coaching staff. So they're gonna, along with Dennis Teclosa, they're gonna be looking at their options more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Going back to Gio and his situation, I think that he has another team to burn out before he doesn't have anywhere else to go. So I do expect him to go to a Rayados, a Tigres, even a Cruz Azul, man. Like, I know that Chivas already expressed that they said no, so I'm assuming not.
Well, they
Um,
even said no to Fabian, so I don't think they'd go after Gio.
yeah, so I'm saying, like, I think that one of those routes it'll end up happening, and then he'll, whether he burns it out or not, like, that's gonna be it. That's his last chance. So we'll see what happens. And I can see a team like Tigres picking up a player like Gio.
I
Uh
don't see it, man.
huh?
I
I
don't see it.
I don't know. I
I
I
think
can
it. I think it'd be a team like Atlas or You know what? One of those teams that has money, but they kind of don't know what they're doing with it.
Tijuana at Tijuana.
Yeah,
Leon,
because
every
we gotta give respect to Tigres. They know how to invest their money properly.
he's got to do what Guille did. Guille Peña. He goes to Cruz
Hmm.
Azul, then to Leon, and then second division.
I don't think I just Gio and his wage. He'd have to take a massive pay cut to go to
Oh
any
yeah,
other team. I think.
that's true.
He-
There's
six
very few
six
teams.
million, 6 million, and the MLS is still paying a portion of that.
Who?
Yeah, the
The
MLS.
MLS.
Hmm. Look, no MLS team wants him either.
Mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
it's tough. As we move on to the next game, Cruz Azul versus Leon. Cruz Azul take the 1-0 win after my boy Brian Angulo scores a goal in the
My
81st minute.
boy.
Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Honestly, I was as surprised
Uh,
as you guys
all
were.
of a
Lo
sudden,
gritaste? Lo gritaste?
Nah, man, I couldn't. I was like, shit. Nah, nah. I mean, honestly, it was a
Good
good
for
goal
him.
from Brian. I think, last year he scored four with Cholos, so it's not unexpected for him to score in the league. I think this is his first goal for Cruz Azul, but to be honest, he didn't play that much. I still, just don't like his playing style. I don't know what it is about him, but it feels like he's a he looks fast, but it's very deceiving. I don't think he really is, but that's just me. Um, I mean, overall, Cruz Azul controlled most of the game. They were able to hold off Leon as long as possible and with as little uh possession as they could. But the only bad thing about it was that Aldrete went down. I think in the first 10 minutes. Um, we had to burn a sub with Shaggy, which I honestly thought it was it was a bad rotation, or it could have been Pablo Aguilar, but it is what it is. Cabecita didn't play as well as Misa and Alexis Gutierrez were out for this game.
hey,
Ah,
and
Misael.
Cota almost gave away a goal too.
Yeah, he
But yeah,
did.
go ahead, go ahead. Sorry,
What happened,
John.
John? Misa?
Yeah, yeah. He's the best. What did you say? Player in
Star.
25
My boy's
minutes,
the star. All
and
right.
he's a star, and
Yeah, man.
and
It's a tough situation for Misa, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think that
it's
he's
a
one of
situation for all young Mexican players in Liga MX.
nah. There's
Now, are they getting chances now? Yeah, they are. But you're bringing this kid. Why not loan him out?
Hmm.
yeah,
Why
but I
not
think
send him to a Querétaro where he can get playing time? Why not send him to a Necaxa where they know how to work with those youngsters, or San Luis out there playing well, or even with Nacho Ambriz? Nacho Ambriz, look, we're right now Chivas is benefiting from what Nacho Ambriz with JJ Macias.
I like those first two teams that you pointed out. Necaxa, they work well with youngsters and players that need that little growth spurt right there. I forgot the
Yeah,
first team you said, but yeah, yeah, those are
and
good opportunities.
and,
I'm
and it's the same beef that I have with Tijuana right now with Marcel Ruiz. Look what they did with Paolo Irizar. He's in Toluca. What? Send him somewhere over there where he can see some playing time.
See some
yeah,
first team action.
That was only my rant. Sorry.
yeah, but I think honestly, for
This
the most part, I'm pretty sure that they've shopped them around. I don't think that they're getting the playing time that they might, because you can ask the team like how often are you guys gonna play him, or is he coming off the bench, or what's the situation gonna be, and maybe it hasn't worked out in his favor in that sense either. It could be that, but yeah, for the most, like we're going into another league with the CONCACAF. We're gonna be playing the Liga MX, and if the League's Cup comes back, they're
It's coming
talking
back.
about, yeah, they're talking about it, and we're
No,
not.
no, it's official. It's
Oh,
it's
they got
already
date.
yeah, in August.
Oh, but you see, and it's still a long's way away, but there's gonna be playing time in the CONCACAF, for sure. There, whether it's on the league or in the CONCACAF, because obviously the players got to get refreshed and all that, and we have a squad to move around.
I thought CONCACAF was going to be another knockout round like they were doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll probably risk it. You know, they'll start them in there. I'm hoping that they'll start them in there because at this point, you know, with the injury with Aldrete, Luis Romo almost, you know, stepping off the field after what happened to him, it was looking kind of, oh man, like worrisome. So hopefully they can rotate the team around, and that's what happens instead of continuing to play your starters. And even with Cabecita being out and all that, I think that you as a coach have to look for alternatives in other uh like in the Conca.
Areas.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you play them over there so that they can be in form over here if Cabecita's not here. You know, hopefully he comes back this next week. I don't think that it was a major issue, but yeah, with the double rounds and all that, I think they wanted to sit out a couple players.
Hey,
It's a triple jornada. What do you mean?
does
Yeah,
uh does Cruz Azul have like an affiliate in the expansion league?
they
Sí,
have
algo que
in
no.
the third division, so it's in the Liga Premier.
Not the same.
That's what it's called, right? Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I think that they're. I think sooner or later they're one of the teams that'll go up to the Liga Expansión, but at the moment it still hasn't happened.
Mm.
And I'm assuming that the reason why it hasn't happened is because they're gonna bring up two more teams from Liga Expansión into Liga MX. So until
Ooh,
that happens, you know.
would that be? One of those was
Atlante.
rumored to be Atlante and I think Veracruz they were talking about.
Well, why
Mm-hmm.
not? Why not Atletico Morelia? I mean, they already have a following. They've been in first division. They filled up seats. It would only make sense, but
Now,
uh,
Yeah.
now,
I mean, you
do the owners have the liquid to put it up?
that's. I mean, I don't know that much into it, but when it comes to money that could come in from stands, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's there. Uh,
and you got to look at the way they're performing too, because
because you
uh,
could bring up Atlante and Veracruz, but is anybody like Veracruz had a hard time?
Historical teams.
Yeah,
Y,
yeah,
y
but
Morelia también. Morelia también. Don't get me wrong, but Morelia can't put butts in the seats, even if they're giving away those tickets for free.
nah, but I think
But
Veracruz had a hard time.
por eso,
Yeah,
now who knows? Maybe the fans didn't want to support that idiot that owned them,
yeah.
Booty. But so who knows, right?
Atlante, I mean, I honestly don't know much about like I know the team past tense. I don't know how the team's doing now in terms of stadium and all that and if they could fill it up. I know that Atletico Morelia had a huge fan base when they left. I mean, you know, they had 12,000 people out on the streets trying to get their team back. So hopefully they
Yeah.
can show up for them when they're in the first division. But
Yes,
oh,
sir.
it says that Atlante plays at the old Estadio Azul.
oh,
They're back in Mexico, Mexico, Ciudad Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called the Estadio Ciudad de los Deportes.
Oh, está pobre. Though, if you guys missed it, we had a beautiful little post that for El Estadio Azul and the memories. You know, what was your memory, Rafa? If you want to
Oh,
let
you
the
know,
people know.
just I mean, we can't go back and look at the post anymore for obvious reasons, but uh yeah, man, just tuning in on a Saturday, you know, just randomly flipping through the channels and you see a Cruz Azul game on. You know, you let like 5, 6 minutes pass and then you hear the majestic horn that they had going off, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's a Cruz Azul game.
Yeah. I think the last time I remember a game being played there was Chaco Jimenez, his farewell game where he had the Pachuca legends, the Cruz Azul legends, and I think that was it. I want to say there was and I think it was the world legends that came.
They showed that through TV.
They had it on YouTube, so you could watch it through
Oh,
there.
I'll check it out. That's something I would love to watch. But yeah, moving on.
As we move on to the next game, Monterey versus Cholos. Game ends in a 1-1 tie after Mauro Manotas able to get that 1 point for Cholos in the last couple minutes of the game.
Once
Uh,
again,
uh,
I think it happened like last week where Mesa scores, to get them up 1-0, and then at the end, Monterrey collapses and gives away a goal.
Well, I think it just has to do with Aguirre's style and him playing back. Um, you
You can't
know,
win.
Well,
yeah,
the thing is, they had opportunities to score, but Jonathan took some goals out of the away from them too.
yeah. Nah, but I mean, overall, like it's been a kind of a weird year for Rayados. I know they're in the top 8 of teams and everything, but at the same time, they haven't been really convincing, and they haven't been able to finish off a couple games that they should have. They let this one get away. I think last week they let another one get away as well.
Yeah,
Se me
it's the
iba,
same
Tito.
exact thing that happened
Yeah,
last week.
and yeah, I think it's just that I don't know why, and I'm not sure if you guys ever notice it, but when you start playing too much defense and going back too much, uh, obviously you allow yourself to get attacked, and it doesn't work out all the time. I understand that sometimes playing defense when you're up 2-3-0 makes sense, but when you're 1-0 and all they have to do is score one goal, that's a lot easier to come back from. Let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, man, Pumas, they came back from 4-0, so let's not do that again.
Yeah,
Pero
I
está
mean,
salado ese equipo.
Oh, que la Carlos Salcedo.
It's true, Danny. The facts are there.
It's one every 30. All right, so we're
That's what
due.
it was.
Nah, a lot of people don't they forget, man, that before 1998 we hadn't won one in like 27 years. So, it's one every 27. We can't expect more,
s-
bro. What do you
so
want?
it's coming up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like,
Uh,
it's due, and we're here to
it's
Where are you
collect.
sitting at? What are you sitting at right now?
it's like that
Who?
earthquake that California keeps talking about, but
Yeah, it's due,
hasn't
bro.
come.
What are you sitting at right now?
First place.
No. How many years?
Years wise,
Oh man, that's
it's
something we don't talk about that. Hey, Rafa, be
23,
quiet.
right?
son 24 con
I'm gonna
20.
as we move on to the next game, Santos Laguna versus Juarez.
only 24. Look forward to it.
God damn it. Ah man, I put myself in the situation, but it's all right. Anyways, as we move on to the next game, Santos Laguna versus Juarez. Game ends in a 3-2 win for Santos Laguna. After Juarez make a late run to come back, but it just isn't enough. But yeah, man, it's a good game for Santos overall. I again, man, they they kind of got lucky in this one. Paul Garcia
Yeah,
scores an own goal in the first couple minutes of the game.
Man, but the real story is Santiago Munoz again scoring, man. And if I'm not mistaken, it was from a header. The kid's
yeah,
getting a shot. This is what we want. I know Rafa brought it up that was it the Brazilian team? Um, Palmeiras, right? Was it Palmeiras who
Yeah,
was
that
playing
they
in the
debuted
World
in.
Cup?
Yeah,
Their forward at 19-year-old was starting that semifinal or
final.
quarterfinal game right against Tigres,
Oh no,
right?
I was mentioning that he had played the final in the Libertadores
Or the
against Santos.
their Champions League, and this guy that was scoring in that tournament too, Santiago Munoz couldn't get on the field, and now he is. Hopefully they keep giving him that regular play, man, because the U.S. is lurking on him too. Texas born.
yeah. I mean, I think at this point, whatever forwards we can get, especially because we're very limited. There's not that many that we can really say that are even playing on first teams. Who would you say? Macias. Jimenez is injured right now. Pulido, Henry Martin,
¿Quién dijo? ¿Quién
Uh,
dijo? ¿Quién dijo, Rafa? No lo oí bien.
Puligol.
Puligol.
Pulido.
I mean, Santiago plays here and there. Starts some games, bench another. Eduardo Aguirre has been playing a lot more, but he can't doesn't usually show up on the score sheet. And Roberto De La Rosa, the same. He's playing, but no goals, just pens.
And when you say Santiago, you mean Jimenez, right? Because I know we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Santiago
Munoz.
Jimenez. No, Santiago Jimenez.
Yeah,
So ever since I mentioned Santiago Munoz, he's been playing. Like he's started every game.
yeah.
Wow. El
Well,
Brujo.
you ha
El Brujo
you
Alvarez.
who's that other youngster from Pumas? I know he got his debut a couple weeks ago, but I don't know if he's continued to play.
He didn't play this weekend because the Neno came back.
Mm,
That's one of the games we're gonna get to. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. He was like the leading scorer of the sub-20.
yeah. Oh, okay. Nah, cause and then I think Necaxa they just got another player from Cruz Azul. I forgot what his name was though. Danny Lopez.
Yeah, he's not that young, but yeah, he's one of the youngsters. Another one was the dude that was at Monterrey, Alvarado, the striker too.
Mm,
But it's hard to play at Monterrey with all those
Jensen
nice
and
strikers they have.
dude, you guys got Paolo Irizarry. He's a natural nine that can play the wings.
Hmm.
yeah.
It's hard
I
to
mean,
play there too.
there's a player and another player in Necaxa that can ultimately make the jump over to Mexico if he really wanted to.
Mexico.
Who's that?
Mexico. Maximiliano Salas. He's got a couple more years left. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, yeah, but it's the same can be said for Funes Mori, and he hasn't.
Nah, but
Nothing's been talked about since then.
Funes Mori is about like 20, no 30, no?
29, 30.
Well, how old is Salas? I can't believe he to be that younger.
Like
Salas is
26.
no Salas is 23 years old.
Oh shit.
So you got to, and that's why I put it out there
Uh,
because I know
but
that he has.
Salas isn't a natural nine,
Well, you know what?
and
That's
That's
true.
good. That's good. That's good for Salas. Salas is a striker, right? He
yeah,
can play on
sort of.
top. Right. You can
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
Santiago Jimenez's spot. Why not?
Ah,
You can take Santiago Munoz's spot. Why not? Or JJ Macias. Why not?
I think Salas has had issues with his physical condition, like just being fit, because he does have a nice left foot with a lot of
Yeah.
power on it. Remember what he did to Alanis a couple seasons ago, where he turned him and put it past Toño. I think it was Toño. I forget.
Mr. Crab.
But yeah.
Don't
Oh
we
man.
have some good stories about Toño though?
Yeah.
Or one.
Or one. Nah,
Danny knows what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah. Nah, but I mean, I'm kidding about the Maximiliano Salas. It's just more for jokes. It's just another player that I've realized, like, oh damn, this guy's pretty young, and I think that most people don't realize that he hasn't played with Argentina. But yeah, like
Oh, it's
there's
even harder over there.
yeah, nah, but I think for the most part, there's a young core group, but at the same time, it's good to hear about another striker, like damn bro, I even forgot who we were talking about.
Santiago Munoz.
Santiago Munoz, coming out of Santos and everything. So it's not a bad look. It's just we need to continue to like every team should have one, at least one Mexican striker that is either playing that rotational role with another striker, whether he be Argentinian or whatever, an extranjero. But I think we got to get to that point first and then continue to move on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying there.
Yeah, but yeah, man. As we move on to the last game of the week, Pumas versus Chivas. Chivas take the win, 2-1. Um, I'll let you guys take this one away.
John, you want to start this?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Rafa's
Yeah.
supposed to lead.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
why
I
not?
usually do, but I want to hear what John had saw it because John was seeing it as well.
Yeah, I think that Chivas played very well in the first half. I think we got a little sloppy in the second. Um, I'm here 2 weeks in a row, man. Cost us a goal. It was, with all honesty, it was a head scratcher. It was the same goal like the goalie from Santos or Juarez, the own
No,
goal.
from Bravo. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. We didn't talk about that. That was bad. That was
but
worse.
that was worse because it went in because of that, right? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we went with a very defensive front line. Vega, Macias. Antuna, Angulo, and that's scary. And I think Angulo is doing a good job as a cam. I know Telemundo.
Offensive, right? You I
Yeah.
think you said defensive. My bad.
Um, I think yeah, offensive. I'm sorry. I think Vucetich went all out with this, and not only did Telemundo name him as player of the game, but also TV Azteca, where I was watching it, right? It was something different. Hearing it with Martiloni, Doctor Garcia, and Immortal Jorge Campos. But I think that we did better the first half. Second half, again, came out shaky. ¿Cómo se llama? Mayorga me ha callado la boca, right?
Mhm.
Because I didn't think we needed him. But at this point, I think he is better than Chicote, and I'm a Chicote fan.
And
So
Ponce. And Ponce.
yeah, so
You know what? I like to hear that Mayorga is taking a lot of information from Ponce, and Ponce hasn't, been, that veteran that's, shied away from giving away advice. I think it's helped him out a lot. That's something that Mayorga said, that Ponce was like one of his biggest helps. Um, but yeah, you're right, man. Angulo definitely deserved the player of the game. I think, because not so much what he did offensively, but defensively, he was hustling, trying to get the ball back, surprising a lot of the midfielders on the other team with his effort and, just his intensity. So I think that made a big difference as well.
you know
Isaac
what?
Brizuela played well from that right back spot
Yeah, and
as well.
and it's nice to see that Antuna's back on the field and putting that cross to JJ, and like I said earlier, JJ is benefiting. Chivas is benefiting from what JJ learned from Nacho Ambriz, right?
Mhm.
Just to finish balls like that, and yeah, it was a beautiful goal. Um, Other than that, we can nitpick, right? I think the worst player, and I was pissed the whole game at him, was Iran Mir. Uh,
Yeah,
just because he's not looking at the ball, man.
yeah.
Look at the ball. He turns around and the ball's right there, and you leave your goalie exposed.
That's
But
the same thing that Kike Palos did, like he said. But what's nice to see, if you see the post game interview, that the whole group was, behind Iramir, even with his mistake. So it seems like the group is getting a little tighter. So you know what? He fucked up. I didn't like it either, like you did, John. But we have to, you know, keep it going, because he's one of the top defenders on the team.
that, and he's our second captain, man, and he knows how to lead the team when Molina's not there. But one thing that I noticed, that all these players, they love the shirt, that especially the front four, that I don't know about Antuna, but like Angulo got it tatted on him. Macias, that's his favorite team, and they're showing that they're standing behind Vucetich, man. And I like that Vucetich was more vocal in this game.
I think they're on their way. Like, I don't think it's an improvement. I don't think it's nothing massive. I think the midfield still needs to work a little bit. But it's a nice pass from Alan Torres too to Uriel. I
Yeah,
know you said it in the chat. And for once, Santuna picks up his head and gets a nice cross to Macias for an easy, volley.
yeah, and
Uh,
and you know what? Alan Mosso didn't have a good game either. Going now to the Puma side, Alan Mosso got beat a few times
yeah.
on his side.
Hey,
So
Johan Vasquez got beat too a good amount of
yeah,
times.
Danny, did Monterrey buy they did sell him
Johan
to Pumas?
Vasquez? Yeah.
Yeah, or is he still on loan?
Yeah, I think it's official now. I think that he's out of Rayados. I think I want to say that they did. Yeah. Yeah, it was
And
a
I
1.8.
I I still think Johan Vasquez is a good pickup if they did make it official. He's a solid center back. Unfortunately, he's been asked to play left back.
Yeah,
After Mayorga leaving Pumas was a big hit, like one of the underrated losses of their season. But they chose between Johan and Mayorga,
Mm,
and
La
so
Ley
far it's
Verde.
not. Yeah,
yeah, and you know what, Rafa, going back to Chivas, that what you said about El Conejo Brizuela, that he did well on that right wing back,
hmm
and I thought he was going to leave that side a little bit more exposed, and he actually didn't, man. He had it covered well, and
I, I,
Iramir was stepping good to back him up.
this is what I like about Brizuela, and I've said it before. Like he's better coming from the back. Like he's good as a second winger, you
Hmm.
know, and because we saw it at some point. I think he got past Johan Vasquez and they tried to put a cross in, but he lagged it. Um, but it was nice to see him pick it up at midfield and driving a run inside or staying wide and picking out a pass. It's something that Chapo struggled or has struggled with this season, and Brizuela did a good job.
Right. Hey, do you think?
Solid.
I know Chapo had his congratulations to Chapo Sanchez. He had a healthy baby today in the morning. Do you think that was lingering in the back of his head, like, hey man, she can go into labor any second?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
So
I've never had a kid. I know that's something like, oh damn, my wife, she might be in pain or whatever. But I think it's something Raúl Gudiño did a few weeks ago as
yeah.
well.
Oh, and Raúl Godinho had a couple good atajadas. One in the second half that Alamoso, if I'm not mistaken, put a cross, and there was a little header that
Dineno
I think,
header.
yeah, that he got with his fingertips. You
Now at
know,
this point, I'd like to see Chivas use some of the youngsters a little bit earlier. See Cesar Huerta play a lot more. He only played like 5 minutes. Uh, Beltran a little bit more. They put him all the way at the end. But going back to the Puma side, I think it's kind of sad to see, man. They got 5 points being the subcampeon. Uh,
very
they just haven't
disgraceful.
played well, man. I don't know about disgraceful again, but man, they're just underperforming.
Yeah, and leaving even though he was offside, but they're leaving Pollo Briseño open in the back line when they're in that free kick, and dude fucking shoots a rifle that hits the pole. You can't be leaving the defender to take shots like that.
Yeah, that was a bad little sequence there on their part. But yeah, it's just not convincing. I know Chivas won, but you have to take it to account that Pumas is struggling real bad right now.
Hmm. Hmm. And this is what we're supposed to do, man. We have to when this is one of the four top big teams
Hmm.
in Mexico, and not top, but one of the top four that you got to beat them when you got to beat them when they're struggling.
Hmm.
They had us through the ropes. I'm not gonna lie, but we needed that third goal, especially the one that Brizuela was it Brizuela the one that kicked it wide and Mayorga just missed with
Yeah,
his fingertip.
yeah. He should have crossed it to Mayorga, but I think he tried to, tres dedos into the corner and
Yeah,
ni una ni otra.
but overall, good performance. Vucetich. I like the lineup that he put out. I think it was very defensive, offensive,
Hmm.
and we did well. Hopefully Ramir he left the game injured, so hopefully he's all right and we can get him for the next game or just in time for the Clásico
Yeah,
2 weeks
I
from
think
now.
they could rest him during the week.
It's
It's a
gonna be
chance for Tiva to prove us wrong again because I don't, he was kind of shaky when he came in. But yeah, that's all I'll say. We can
yeah.
move on.
Yeah, man.
I
I don't know if you saw what Briseño said after the game about Macias.
No.
No, what do you say?
I guess he cleared up the whole situation that happened last month. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, they
Uh,
had like a supposed scuffle in the training ground.
yeah, so he said that whatever happened, it was like in between teams, and I mean everybody says something, but it's not necessarily like bad, and we all understand that at the end of the day, we're all just trying to win.
I
It's like I
think
tell you. Oh, dale, Rafa, dale.
I was gonna say I think it matters how they respond to it because, like you said, Danny, every team they have a player that speaks out more than they should or has something negative to say and they didn't mean it. But I think the way that they might have handled it, like we don't know how they did, but it seems like they're cool now.
Yeah,
And like you said, you have to take in the criticism even if it's negative sometimes.
Yeah, I just they handled it the way it's supposed to be handled. You don't air out dirty laundry. Family
Mhm.
business stays with the family. So good for them. You know, uh, I really don't care as long as the Chivas wins. I don't care if they don't talk to each other outside of work. As long as they respect each other in the field and the common goal is to get those 3 points. They can hate
Yeah,
each other all they want.
it's like any team, man. You guys don't have to be friends, but when it comes down to playing and trying to get 3 points, you guys gotta have your heads together.
Hmm.
That goes for any team, not just my team.
Yeah, man. Uh, the Mexicans abroad. Uh, John.
Yeah. So starting it off in the Jupiler League, Jenk play. Sorry, got me on the step. There you go. Jenk 2-1 win. Gerardo Arteaga played the full game. It's pretty badass that we get to see it on ESPN. And what I liked, I don't know if you guys saw the stories, but they interviewed Arteaga in Spanish afterwards, and he said pretty good stuff. He goes, it's always a tough game every week out. Other than that, Sulte 2-1 win. I know Govea, they didn't air this one, but Govea played, I believe, 80 minutes. Mr. Consistent. Uh, in the Dutch league, we had the Clásico Nacional there, PSV versus Ajax, in a 1-1 tie. Edson Alvarez, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, 56 minutes. He played 56 minutes, started. Eric Gutierrez came in the 72nd, and that's 1-1 tie. Moving on to Liga NOS, Porto versus Sporting Lisboa. Another classic, big rivals there. Corona played the full game in a 0-0 tie. What more can we say about that guy, man? Since he's been out there with Porto, he's been playing every week. Celta de Vigo, Nestor Araujo came out in the 67th minute injured. So who knows if he's going to be able to be called up for the friendlies for Mexico. Betis in a 1-0 win versus Cadiz. Diego Lainez started the game, played 60 minutes. 60 minutes, yeah, and came out for Joaquin. He got a yellow card. Andres Guardado started off the game, and he was captain. Got subbed out in the 80th minute. Atletico de Madrid versus Villarreal. Crucial 3 points for Atletico. I don't know if you got to see that one, Rafa, but Hector Herrera just stayed in the bench. They're little by little, they're working him into from his COVID absence. Napoli 1-2-0. Chucky's still out. There's a rumor that Napoli is ready to sell all their big stars, man, because they have a little bit of financial trouble. So we'll see during the summer window. And then
Chucky Lozano to Barcelona.
that could be if they have the money, because they're looking like they're gonna file bankruptcy right now. So
I know there's a few I know Everton was interested in him, and you guys mentioned Wolves. Uh, was it
Not,
Wolves?
no,
no,
that was
that
Oh,
Corona.
that was
was for
for
Corona.
Tecatito. That was
That's
Corona.
for Corona.
Well,
Coronavirus.
okay. The
Acá el
Chucky
Pocho,
to
así es.
Everton with the Ancelotti connection could be something.
Yeah,
He's been one of
Ancelotti's
the
a big
bright
fan.
spots at Napoli for now I think Napoli's had a disappointing season. They got knocked out of the Champions League, and then
Europa,
Europa League they got knocked out by a Spanish team that should
Granada.
have, yeah, punching
Imagínate,
up
Granada.
above their weight. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think I
so
think right now is the time to make the move to Barcelona with the season that disappointing for Barcelona at least. But
¿Por qué tanto
no,
lo
they're
quieres en Barcelona?
they're in second place.
Why can't he go? I don't know.
yeah, but I
They're
think
they're in second
at
place.
but they're like 9 points behind, no?
Yeah, that's fine. They're 9 points behind, but
Yeah,
they're still in second place. It's not. Yeah,
I,
granted that the last few years, Atletico has was acostumbrado that they're in the top three, usually in third place, but Barcelona's not having a bad season. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I
how do you
know.
feel?
I know there was a
Not up to
little
their
scandal in the
standard.
morning. There was a little
Yeah,
scandal today in the morning.
oh yeah, but I think that right wing is open for him because Dembele hasn't really panned out the way they were expecting him to, and I think even in the last game he had a shot
You
miss.
watched
Like
it?
I watched some of the highlights. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. Well, we can talk then.
But
We
yeah, like because they were comparing it to like a year ago or
Oh
something
man.
that it happened again.
yeah, he's been injury prone since he made the jump from Borussia, but good for him, man. I like him getting paid all that money and staying at home. But Barcelona's in the hole they're in financially because they've put themselves there. They fucking gave Messi, was it a $500 million contract?
Contract.
Not just
You
that,
can't,
some of the bad transfers they pulled in and haven't
and
made
not
that money
selling.
back in the transfer area.
Right? They let Suarez go for free. They sold Rakitic for like 5 million.
No less. I think it was one.
Imagine it's Bojan. They fucking let him go on a free transfer when he came back from loan. It's their own fault. But tomorrow, Wolverhampton versus Manchester City. I don't know who Rafa's gonna root for in that one.
City all day.
So
What you mean? There's no one else. Yeah, Jimenez is cool and all, but
He's also
yeah.
12,
he's
12
an ex
points, right?
America. So.
Huh?
12 points ahead, huh?
No, I mean I like Jimenez, but he's not playing in this game, so that makes it even easier.
So would your heart be torn if he was playing?
Nah, I want City to win the Champions League and the Prem, so I can rub it in my brother's faces.
Oh, they're Chelsea fans. But yeah, other than that, man,
No,
that's it. Oh, and I'm sorry, Alejandro Gomez did not play in the first team. He played with the Sub-20, I believe, the full game. So how do I know that? I'm just fucking sick in the head like that.
hey, you know who's been Chucky's been rumored to go to United a couple times, 3 times. Last year was the last one.
Do you think they need a winger though?
Oh yeah, the right side over Daniel James or wherever he plays.
It's hard,
They need a
man.
striker too, though.
I can tell you a couple of people that I would love to see from Liga MX in Europe, but that how much time do we got, Danny?
Uh, we're negative on time.
Are we?
Nah, you guys are good. You
Hey,
got
You
be
like
know,
3
nice,
minutes. Go ahead, John. Let it out.
no. With all
Chu-
honesty, and
Chucky's nice. He dribbles. He gets goals. He's brave in the header. To get some heading goals in.
yeah, but you know,
You think
I don't see him in United
so? You think
Why not?
like
because I'm sold on that. I'm sold on that Everton connection
Hey,
because I
he's gonna
think
be cheaper. He's gonna be cheaper than going and getting Sancho, and I think he's better than Sancho.
he is better than Sancho, and Sancho
There you
hasn't
go.
done nothing this season.
That's what I'm
so?
saying.
What was Lozano's struggle at Napoli?
None.
None.
No,
It was
last
just
year.
that this guy didn't like him. He's a very defensive. Gattuso is a very defensive minded player
But
and coach.
what was cool to see that Chucky, even though Gattuso was against him, he proved him wrong, and he proved him to the point that he couldn't sit him anymore because every time he came off the bench, he'd either get an assist to Petagna, the one striker,
Hmm.
or get a goal.
Hmm.
And it got to the point where he was starting. Unfortunately, he gets hurt, but you can see he's very influential.
It, you know what he is, Danny? He's the Misael Dominguez that they were giving him the 25 minutes. We know that he has the talent, and he was doing more than half of these players with 15, 20 minutes in the field
Yeah,
or less.
but the difference was that Chucky would come in and actually get on the score sheet, either
Hmm.
assist or score.
What you're saying is Misa needs to get on the score sheet
Well,
Yeah,
Misa needs more than 5 minutes.
yeah.
because I could tell you this much: Paul Fernandez gets on the score sheet, and they don't start him. Sorry.
Yeah, but
But
let's
it was
not
one
compare
goal.
them
It was
to
it was
Chucky. Come on.
yeah.
Nah,
That's it.
he scored 2 already.
Los gritaste?
El golazo sí, ese sí fue golazo.
It's just that a Paul le dieron nomás 6 meses and he wasn't panning out, and they shipped him out. That was the
Yeah.
problem in my eyes. But anyways, back to Chucky. Yeah, I think Chucky. Um, why not? Why not go to Everton? Or Arsenal.
Or
Arsenal has come.
why not one of the bigger Italian teams like AC Milan. They were rumored to be interested in him before.
Not too long ago, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
2 years
was.
ago. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has eyes in Italy. They talk about him all the time. Napoli's a big team as well, but there are bigger teams.
Oh yeah, there's bigger teams. Like I can see Alvarado going already to Europe, even though he's not been having the best of the seasons, but the
Where
guy can
to, man?
play.
Where
What do you
to
mean?
though?
He scored a goal last week.
Yeah, but has this been
Yeah,
his better
one.
season?
That's not what I said. I said he scored a goal last week.
Right. He's done well cuando me lo ponían de left back or right back.
Mm,
Nah,
no,
doubt
Right.
it. John, you. I don't know, man.
he's trying to sell you some smoke.
Huh. Nah, man. I think Alvarado can go to a Villarreal or a Valencia. Valencia is struggling right now, so they need stars, right? And Valencia was one of the bigger teams in Spain.
I
Yeah,
think I think Alvarado would still be a project, even though we think he might be good. A team would have to take a chance on him.
But
It's not
but
so
yeah,
much
this
that he sucks. It's just that
no,
it's
but this
he
is
has to get used to the speed and everything.
he has the speed, right? Or I can see him
Get used to it. I'm saying.
or I can see an Alexi Vega in Sporting Lisboa or a Benfica. Right, those right now, those are the only guys that I can see out of Mexico.
Nah, JJ man,
Uh,
JJ.
JJ. Well, you know what? In Spain, they use more of a cam too, so there was always somebody to be feeding him. So maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So we'll
look it
see.
up. See who's just interested in him. But yeah,
yeah.
anything else, guys?
Uh, All right, man. I think with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Uh, as always, we're on Spotify, Google Podcast, and
Apple Podcast,
go ahead, John.
Apple Podcast, YouTube. IG is gonna be. We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see what
see.
happens, but if you guys still want to get on the podcast or talk to us, we started a new page. We're not sure if we're gonna go through with it because we're not sure if we're getting the other one back, but it is at Liga Mex podcast. So at Liga and then MEX podcast. You could always look it up as PDC Podcast MX as well. I think it pops up, right, John?
No, it doesn't pop up no more.
No, like look it up on the search engine, and that page, the Liga Mex podcast, pops up. So if you're looking for it, you could look it up that way too. But
Oh,
yeah, man, thanks for,
hold on. Before we leave, big news coming out of LAFC. LAFC just linked up with Real SoCal, so that could be their youth system now. So
oh,
Real
okay.
SoCal is very big down here.
Oh,
Club soccer.
it's a pretty everyone knows it about in the area that we live in. So I know there's been a lot of talented players that have gone and tried out somewhere else that played for Real Soca. Whether that be in Mexico or Spain. There's been a lot of decent talent out here. So hey, it's surprising, but it's cool.
Yeah. So big ups to them. This is what we want to see, man. The kids having a
Yeah,
place to go. I know a mutual friend that me and Rafa have, one of his old coaches. We were he was sending me messages right now, and he was saying that for 3 months he was paying $800.
yeah.
You think about when the kids want to play. But yeah, you guys have a good night.
All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.
So